it off. Oh my. A lot of people ask, Crane, what is the pink tree in front of your house? And it is Eastern redbud tree. And you are not going to believe that I actually tried to kill this tree about 3 years ago. Because this tree is very close to the house and it blocked the sunlight to the window to my office inside the house. So I want to see the outside, so I cut it right to the ground and hoping that it died, but it didn't. You can see that's where I cut the tree, right there. Instead of dying, it sent out multiple branches right from the ground and produced a lot of flowers. For some reason, the new branches produce more flowers than the old branches. And that, its friend on the side does not produce a lot of flowers. I find that new stem would have more flowers. You can see the old stem don't have a lot of flowers. So the following year, I try to do the same with this tree, but it doesn't work for some reason. I asked Jason to cut it right to the ground, like right here, and they sent out multiple new branches, but still does not have flowers like that one for some reason. Actually, I don't know why the tree that is close to my office is so dense with flowers. I thought because I cut it right to the ground and the new stem come up and it has more flowers, but how come it doesn't work with this one behind me? I cut it right to the ground too. If anybody knows, please let me know. And also, I don't know why they call this tree redbud. Okay, it's supposed to be pink bud, okay, because the flowers are pink. And yeah, it's not red at all, come on.
Do the tulip bulbs?
I fill these 2 pots with my homemade compost and little bit of organic mushroom compost, which is high in nutrients. Then I'm gonna mix some potting mix on the top. Little bit of organic flower fertilizer. Mix it a little bit. Soak it with water and then everything will sink. A little more. And then we can just plant it in the planters. Not supposed to be complicated than that. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I am so glad I am planting them now because they are about to get root bound. Shoot, look at that. Oh, yeah, this is perfect for transplanting. There we go. Usually we would plant our ranunculus about 6 inches apart from each other, but well, I am running out of room and I am also growing them in my planters. I don't want my planters to be too empty. So I'm gonna, compact them. And I already add a lot of compost and fertilizer here, so they should have enough nutrient to bloom beautifully and grow beautifully. Come on. And you wanna tease the root here a little bit, just a little bit. And I am going to top dress everything with clean potting mix because we don't want the weed to grow on our planters. And in my compost, there's a lot of weed seed or maybe tomato seed from my garden scrap that I put in my compost pile. Potting mix. Here's what I'm talking about. You see the seedlings here? This is from my compost. I'm probably gonna come to mulch this planter later. I'm gonna soak it with another watering can of water. Soak mean like you flood it, okay? Like flood the whole planter. You wanna make sure that there's no air bubble left in the planter. Oh shoot, this is too full. Every year I change the way I support my sweet pea. The first year I used this messy plastic netting and I hate it. Not because I am environmental friendly or I love the earth so much. I just hate plastic in my garden because they look ugly. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I love animals and I love plants. I think that's help. Okay, anyway, my second year I used the bamboo, okay, like crisscross bamboo. I think that works best, but I still don't like the look. And this year I am using this rope, which is inspired by my grandparents in Thailand. They are farmers, and I have been, seeing them use this in the farm like again and again and again since I was young. And I think it would be nice, to support my sweet pea with this rope because it's matte. I mean, it's not shiny. It doesn't look plasticky, and also it looks farmy too. However, it's going to be more complicated. My sweet pea are blooming now. I am so behind. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Come on. I usually don't water my tulips at all, especially the one that I plant in the ground, because here in New Jersey we get rain in spring about once a week, and that's plenty enough for tulips. But these, I plant them in a planters very densely and also in terracotta pot. They need a little bit more water so they don't droop like this. This one's so pretty, oh my goodness. These tulips behind me, they are about 3 to 4 years old, and every year the flowers get smaller and smaller because, when we get the tulip bulbs, these bulbs, they are fed. They are so fed by the farmers who sell the bulbs to us, okay? And the first year, they have all the energy in the bulbs to produce such a big flowers. And the second year, because they already spent the energy on first year flower, the second year they get smaller, and the third year smaller and smaller. And sometimes, they end up bloom like every 2 years. So every year I would buy new bulbs and add to this flower border. The temperature get warmer and warmer every day, and our snapdragon also get bigger and bigger every day. These little side branches will become stem of flowers. So you want to encourage these little babies, okay, by pinching off the top. So you count 1, 2, and 3. So like that. Let's do this together. You see 1 set here, 2 set here, 3 set, then just pinch it off. If you don't pinch, all the energy will send out to the main stem, okay, and create very big bloom at the top. Gonna pinch this one and leave this one alone. These two have a lot of space between them, so I'm gonna pinch it to make them bushier. Because these two already grow big, I am going to leave them alone, and I'll show you later the differences in flowers. I know this is counterintuitive, and you're probably asking, Crane, this is not okay because your babies are trying to grow while you pinch them off, But I'll show you later. I have done nothing with these tulips that I plant in my vegetable garden. I just bury them in the ground and water once and nothing else at all, I promise. They are bloom beautifully because they are first year bulbs. This is brand new bulbs, they are already fed like I said before. And this variety, oh my god, they're so cute. Oh my god, they don't smell, but they're so cute. Look at this one. Look at this goodness. Oh. I buried these tulips in this pot 3 years ago. The first year they of course bloom beautifully and fully and so big and so robust. But the second year they don't bloom at all because all the energy, were used to produce the first year flowers. So the second year they just have the foliage, and the foliage absorb the energy from the sun, and then they use the nutrient in the soil, take some water, and then they went dormant in the second year. And then the third year, here we go, they bloom again. These are the second year tulip bulbs. They just produce foliage. Some of them produce like very small bloom, but they are storing energy, guys. They're gonna bloom beautifully next year. The reason why I grow so many varieties because some variety can bloom first and some varieties can bloom later. This way I always have tulips in my garden for myself and also for my bouquets. I also find that regular tulips like this, just straight single red tulips, they always bloom every year for some reason. Maybe because they are regular, maybe there's not, full required demanding tulips. I used to hate red tulips because they are so bright. They don't go with the soft pastel color tone in springtime. But they pop in our gardens, and when you pair it with the daffodil, with the other foliage in your garden, that is, cute.
Where's my girl?
Ta-da! The temperature today rises to around 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And when this happens, tulip bursts open. And when this happens, it is the best time to harvest your tulips before they open any further. Because the earlier you cut them, the longer they will last in your vase. For the longest vase life, you want to cut them when they are just about to open, when they just start showing the color, okay? This one will be a little bit too soon, okay? This one a little bit, not a little bit, this is way too late. You can see the pollens, you can see the center of the tulips. This not gonna last super long, okay? You can also cut when they are at this stage too, but this one will last longer. So I'm gonna cut this one. And this one that is open but not fully open yet. Then the next question is, how deep should you cut your tulips? And that is up to you. If you want to have a chance that they will bloom again next year, you want to leave the leaves of the tulip plants with the tulips, so the leaves can soak the energy from the sun and then store that energy in the bulbs to produce next year bloom. I don't expect this tulip that I just cut to bloom again next year because I cut it right at the base of the plant. But if you want longer stem, then you have no choice. You should cut them as deep as possible. And also, if you want to arrange the tulips with the leaves like this, you can also pull the tulip bulbs from the ground like this for longer stem. Here we go. I get the shortest stem if I cut only 2 leaves from the plants, and I get longer stem if I cut right at the base. And if I pull the bulbs up with me, they get the longest stem. I used to harvest tulips like this when I started growing tulips for cut flowers by following flower farming practice. And it makes sense because you get the longest stem, and also you can store these tulips in refrigerator like this, okay, for 4 weeks. And whenever you want to use it for selling or for arranging, you take it out, cut off the bulbs and then put it in water and your tulip will start blooming. I stopped doing this because it broke my heart. Knowing that by taking out the whole plant like this, they will never come back. But if I leave them in the ground, they can come back next week or maybe next year or maybe the following year. So I stopped doing that. And I think it's also my gardening heart, I don't want to technically kill my tulip plants, when, I don't know. It's so sad talking about this.
Wanna be free of this heart, yeah. Wanna feel your arms around me. I need you more, need you here, more than I would like to admit. Let's forget about tomorrow, yeah. Should I hide away forever? Should I close my eyes and never again hold you tight, call you mine, think about you every time? I remember that it's over, yeah. You never break, you never lie, you never ever scared of the dark. So why am I the one who cries? I'm so afraid to be left behind. I think about you a lot. It's almost like I can't stop, yeah. You never lose an argument, so I've been trying hard to pretend that I'm okay. It's just a phase, and everything is going just great. I think about you a lot. It's almost like I can't stop, yeah. I always knew that this would happen, yeah. You would find a new distraction. I need you more, need you here, more than I would like to admit. Can we let go of tomorrow, yeah. You never break, you never lie, you never ever scared of the dark. So why am I the one who cries? I'm so afraid to be left behind. I think about you a lot. It's almost like I can't stop, yeah. You never lose an argument, so I've been trying hard to pretend that I'm okay. It's just a phase, and everything is going just great. I think about you a lot. It's almost like I can't stop, yeah.
I remember when I started gardening, I had a belief that we should always plant flowers and vegetables outside after Mother's Day, after the last chance of frost has passed. And that is only true for summer flowers and summer vegetables. And then I learned more about, other kinds of flowers like perennials, something that, you plant them once and then they stay with you at least a few years. I learned about biennials. You plant them in summer, then they bloom the following year. Little bird. Just a little bird in the greenhouse. And oh my God. And then I learned about cool flowers. They are like annuals. But they prefer cooler temperatures, something like snapdragon, calendula, field, sweet William. You either plant them in fall with some winter protection, or you plant them in late winter, okay, because these flowers can handle frost. And then this year I learned something so new. Last year I learned something new, that every flowers, they're technically unique, they're different, they have specific preference, okay? Although we want to categorize them, we want to feel easy to remember how to grow them, but they are so unique. And I learned from last year that cosmos can handle light frost a little bit. They cannot handle light frost like snapdragon, like sweet pea. You cannot overwinter them. But last year I planted them outside the same time with zinnias, and we get one night of light frost that the temperature dropped to around 32 degree or 31 degree Fahrenheit. My cosmos survived, but my zinnia died. That's why I moved them outside in my unheated greenhouse this time of the year, when I feel warm enough to wear t-shirt, but at the same time I am not super confident that we still have some light frost in some night. Cosmos will stay in the unheated greenhouse maybe 1 week. When I'm sure that there will be no more chance of frost, then I'll plant them outside. I have not watered my dahlia since I potted them up. You can see the soil is very dry, almost completely dry. Tomorrow is going to be warm, and I am going to come out here to water my dahlia tubers, and they are going to grow very, very fast. I also bring bishop flowers, Dara, Amy Marges, Dill outside too, because they can handle light frost. And that's dahlia seedlings from Daniel North Flower Farm. And that's all my dahlia tubers that I pot them up a few weeks ago. I just spreaded out straw flowers and blanket flowers to give them more space and more soil for them to grow faster. Also the phlox, they can handle like a little bit of cool temperature too. My sweet pea support is done. I am very happy about it because the rope is matte, it's not shiny, and it blends in with the greenhouse. It doesn't look plasticky. And I tied it with the beam of the greenhouse. Some of them that is closer to the wall of the greenhouse, I hang it with the support that Jason built for me the other day. I also run drip irrigation lines so I don't have to come here and water them every day. Sweet pea really needs consistent moisture in the soil to do well. Canterbury bell to be transplanted soon. Also coreopsis for my wildflower garden. Scabiosa and sea holly. I moved them out from the greenhouse and put them here outside to train them to be strong, and also to free up my space in the greenhouse too. Hollyhock. Oh my. I mentioned in the previous video that I put this plastic pot on my hollyhock because I want to protect them from animals. But this one grows very big now, so I don't know. This is scary. Snapdragons are growing very fast because of the heat that they get this weekend.
Feel bad. I don't think that one broke.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.